for a long period of time very successfully in the supercar business. And done everything in the championship. So we're riding with him at the moment, slightly in the braking area then into turn one. So unfortunately, didn't really get any indicative numbers up at all in that first session. In fact, he was last. 3.5 seconds away from the start. Not everybody in that first session earlier today actually used the green sets of them in practice to start out. We get a couple of them through the practice sessions. That was a lot of understeer from the car. Invariably, when you have that level of steering input out the other side, you also get the corresponding shake at the back of the car as well. So James was pretty busy down there when we just pinned over his shoulder. He actually got off to a pretty decent start the first session. On this double left-hander on the centre of the racetrack, turns 14, 15. Quite a complex bit of racetrack. Again, big load on the front tyres. Run down the hill slowly. Exactly what it feels like to be in the hill. This is the final turn of 18. Turn in front of the car in the final turn took James wide of the corner, took him out onto the green, and a bit of gravel out there as well on the right side of the curve. And then here's that's going to take quite some time to rectify. I'll put it into the garage. I'll get that sorted. We were on board looking over his shoulder and you can see him turning. The steering angle, so he's widening the steering angle. He's making it 20 degrees, 30 degrees wide on the racetrack with the steering angle there. Look at that. Yeah, he keeps bringing more and more lock on. And then ultimately, you actually see there on that record. Probably damaged those tyres as well. They could well and truly be done. So, Brock Feeney's at the top of the charts. He's done a 49.99. He's got 3/4 of a second on Cam Waters. 49.9. Now, corresponding sets, all the aero stuff that Mark Larkin walked you through a few moments ago in the Hino Hub, and all the other myriad of changes. It actually isn't that much, probably not as much as we made on the floor. So, pick up your hands on.
clawing through the data there on the Courtney incident, went off the road, basically lost control at about 115k and then made contact with the fence at 50k.
And just under always wins that one.
Just under 2T. Make sure that they apply the right corrective surgery and have it all set down and corner weighted and wheel aligned.
So just making the point a moment ago, Mark, about Anton, only as good as your last result in this business. Last result for him was third, Sydney Motorsport Park, race 19. Building off the back of the race victory at Townsville and the pace that they had at Townsville on the last is so hard on tyres because you lean on it for so long. So roughly half the lap around some of the racetrack that you saw the cars running on last time round. But you would think when you see the track map how squiggly it is, a non-technical term, but it's half the average turning time of the previous track, and it sort of tells you a little bit about the
So let's see what he's got. The good news just a little camber change on the rear set of tyres and shifted. So let's watch with great interest. Something in the
this year in a variety of different cars, not just race car and supercar, but always getting backside in. Last year, and that was one of the whole points of the change.
Lock the rears. So, lock the rears.
Brody, because the numbers for him in the early portion of the lap. It's a very strong lap from Castecchi. They're chasing at 49, and Brody's earlier in practice we weren't sure, but they found pace when it mattered most, and he's got nearly 4/10 of a second on Cam Waters as we pick up here on Thomas Randall. So they can be justifiably proud in the garage at Erebus. That's George Commons on screen, the engineer for Brody. And that's a big response. Remember, he came back from Indianapolis last weekend where he run Thomas Randall meantime. Just as he crosses the line, mark 49.9. That is an outstanding job.
Just absolutely fantastic by Thomas Randall to knock off Cam Waters. 0.02 of a second, but he gets himself onto the front row of the grid. Thomas Randall for him in the Castrol Mustang. And this man, how about that? We don't often see every sector being fastest. And when you put that eclectic lap together, all of those numbers, they make a 49.58. And to beat the field by 0.36 of a second is extraordinary.
Happy seeing inside the Castrol garage down there in Tickford as well. Gentlemen, when you look at what's going on in the first couple of practice sessions, Mark. So now we get things underway as originally predicted. Just recapping again. Back at the racetrack where turns 7, 8, 9 and 10 go on forever and ever. There's about 12 seconds of turning done down there, and you can see the flags in the background getting tortured at the moment. Those gusts have been up to 30, sometimes even 35 kilometres on the road. Pretty wet, slippery up there, it's quite windy. And even prior, pretty wild as well. So if anybody does venture off the racetrack like James Cook did in that earlier practice session today, there's absolutely no grip at all. They've got tyre temperatures and pressures up to where they want them to commence a lap. One of the things about the long lap around here is they won't get to rehearse this too often. Basically pull the trigger, go, see what you've got, come back, maybe make a change, get some other tyres on it and do it again. And they'll be trying to do this like this and be the greatest stuff. Races this weekend, we've got 5 sets of tyres, 20 tyres to down there.
So if you just do the math, you've got 3 seconds to qualify, and you've got 2 lots of qualifying tomorrow for 2 races. So if you do use 1 set of tyres in each of those segments, you've got
not the fastest in the first sector. That Payne's actually gone quicker than anybody in sector 1 so far. 41.6. a lot of things being changed, and then even more between both the sessions. And I just had a quick stop there. There's still a lot of surgery going on, and things being changed on cars. Something there. Jack Ross has translated nicely into a 50.3 to go position 2. So he's right on the money there, just one. He's had a pole here, he grabbed by Kostecki with a 50.1. Jumps up into 6th. Doing good job. Thomas Randall has been quick in both practice sessions today, down in the top 10.
Payne, Randall, Percat, Golding, that's the 10 behind Jazz. That's quite funny. Now, second lap did a 50.9.
So Kostecki's done a 50.1, nobody's spotted a 49 yet. That was achieved by Brock in the previous session. Driver's eye here, channel eye for the track. Giving him information on the radio. He doesn't need to turn up at warp speed on top of the rest of the field or properly. Out of the final corner, and he's looking to try and maximise every half a kilometre an hour here. Gives him a gain at the end of the straight. Past his pit garage as he grabs 6th gear. Now he sizes up where to grab the brake into turn 1. Mindful of the white line at the left. Second gear. Just starts to slide a little bit through 2. Gets through this next right-hander and lines up this next one to the left. And then recommitted to it. Jeez, a lot of down change revs on the left-hander at turn 6.
Now the number that you were seeing in the middle of the steering wheel there before was a data lap comparison, and it showed minus 0.03 the last time we saw it. I'll give you the number there. He's at 41.6.
We're watching here to see if there's an indicative time pop-up call.
Austin comes up 12 spots up to 12.
This one was trending a little better for Cam, and it was. It's got to be to the top 10. So he finished it off nicely. We're looking top 8 here in the cool drive entry. Cars, I beg your pardon. They could be in strife here. They're actually out there though, they're on laps. On 22nd, Jack Smith, Declan Fraser and Todd Hazelwood. Now Todd's just moved up a spot, 22nd, but that's not enough. And we've now gone checker.
Close Peterson. Is now
Cam Hill's currently 20th. And what's the field second? Frosty. 16 to 7, so it doesn't look very good. So it's a civil damage now. And doesn't get through, 51-1. Scott Myrod behind him in the new livery, being the ultimate livery on that Camaro. He has done a 51. So Cam stays based on 20th at a 50.92, and Scott Myrod missed out by 57 ten-thousandths of a second.
They're hosting this weekend, so frustration for them. Mark Winterbottom's 10th in the championship at the moment. Tricky Western Australia and Townsville, but very, very strong in the Northern Territory, as I covered up a little bit earlier. And that's the team owner, Charlie Schwerkop, and the look says it all. Game on occasions. Brody Kostecki's got off to a nice start here now in the first qualifying. Garth Pad was in that conversation earlier prior to this session, saying that we hadn't seen a lot from them at Erebus, particularly Brody in those first couple of sessions, but when it mattered with decent tyres on, they have responded. So nice work for everybody. Coca-Cola Racing by Erebus. Heimgartner, Payne, Brown, LeBrock, Davis and Deep Pasquale, Golding, Van Gisbergen actually did get a time down. I wasn't focused on that at the back end mark, and Cam Waters into 10th. So not a bad performance for Shane.
Monster Mustang. Because the cars have got what we call a spool diff, means so they don't actually have a differential. The rear wheels are hooked together as the same speed, and when you have a system like that, they make the car more agile in terms of its steering response. Also does destabilise the car sometimes. Now, how's that for a reaction for Will Davison straight out of the gate? Well, that's a nice job by him with a 50.47, 2/10 better than Thomas Randall with a 50.6.
Talking for him down at turn 17. So Davis in position number 6. Then Payne, then Golding, then Waters, then Slade. Rob Feeney's done a 51 flat, currently in position 11. Then Reynolds, Van Gisbergen. And he's the last in the queue that's actually recorded a time at the moment. So we still see some numbers from Heimgartner, Deep Pasquale, Percat, Mostert, Forward, Jones, and Hill.
I wouldn't think so. 6 is probably about the number, but it's going to be very difficult to work out because there's a lot of heavy hitters in that last 10. So at the moment, Feeney, who's so strong in the championship, Dave Reynolds has always been so fast. Heimgartner's very good here. Ben Gisberg and Deep Pasquale are all people that have had great success and understand this place very well. They're 16th, 17th.
Object of the exercise here is to remain in the top 10 at the end of it. Heimgartner's just done that nicely by moving into position number 2. So outside the top 10 at the moment, we've got Waters, Slade, Feeney, Fullwood, Hill, Reynolds, and Jones. Still 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Another download and another dose of potentially some more tyres thrown at some of these cars, depending on where they are in that group. You would think that the 50.4s, 5s, and maybe even the 6s mark is safe. That gets you down to position 6. Davison in 1 and Thomas Randall in 6. Probably everything after that at the moment will be a little bit of a nail biter. Courtney, Payne, Mostert, Golding, they've all done 50 point, in rounded terms, 50.8 and 50.9.
Continues to load up, and in the last piece of it, without moving his hands, the car moves around as a consequence of that load building up. James Suarez has done a good job there, Neil, with a 50.52, so he's popped straight to 3rd position. So the number now, as we get to this pointy end of this, 50.7 and 8 is the number at the back end of the top 10, and a lot
To be honest. He's that thrilled about it. Actually thought about trying to go around the outside. You're actually not allowed to pass in the pit lane. There's not much you can do about it when near enough to the top of the half. Term car controller in the background there, so you don't even need a radio to hear that. I reckon the Chaz would have lit up inside the cockpit of that car. He wasn't too thrilled.
That's exactly right. So, this is going to be great. Just under 3 minutes. The number that you had, 50.29, that number will be moved. It's a 50.7. That's going to change the complexity of this as we see all the front runners now with fresh sets of tyres on. Marco?
Well, all eyes on Feeney, mate. So he has now elected to make a change to that car. I saw them wound some preload into that rear spring, and also, well, I'd suggest go up with the rear roll centre. So looking to make that more aggressive. You know, little tailing maybe, but use that new rubber, make the thing point. DJR cars here, they're parked, and I tell you, they're scratching their heads. We've seen this go wrong before, haven't we? You park at your peril.
Yeah, that's a t-shirt. 50.4 for Will Davison, 50.5 for Anos Scriley, Harvick Apparel. So they're seemingly thinking that they're safe at the moment. You would think so with those numbers. But gee, anybody that's on a 50.789, he's gone faster in second one than anybody else. He's got agenda on the timing here, so we need to keep an eye on. Do something here to scramble back that pace that's gone AWOL from practice.
It looks like it's come back. The pace is coming back, there's no doubt. This cumulative time here for Cam Waters, this is the best we've seen so far. Brody Kostecki is also on a really good lap. There's some excellent laps being recorded. We're going to see what happens, what it does at the final juncture. On board there to see when the Feeney makes the nice exit. And Feeney, remember, was down in 14th. He goes to the top with a 50.04.
Gee, it's ears pricked up with that change. 50.1 for Waters, who went quicker in the first sector than anybody else. Lost at 50.2. Okay, 50. seconds remaining in this session, and this is going to determine an overall pole this afternoon. We've had 9 of them so far. Leads that group. Regained a place for him in that previous qualifying session that we just saw a few moments ago, so nice to see him turn it around so fast, and it tells you that more and more of the senior engineering groups in this paddock are getting a handle on what these cars are like. So when you give it a little tickle up like that, find near enough to 3/4 of a second, and that means that they know exactly what it needs.
They've made that droop change, which obviously lifts the inside rear wheel off the ground slightly as part of the tuning of the cars. None of those times that were achieved in the first 2 sessions count for anything now. It just gets you into this final portion of qualifying. Now they're going to go and do a new set of numbers. That was Will Brown. This is Andre Heimgartner. Heimgartner yet to put up a number, and all these people are just waiting to go and pull the triggers. So coming up to the 5-minute mark. This deep into qualifying chamber gives Logan brand new time. Just tell us about the tyres, mate.
Wow. So I tell you what is interesting there, 50.3 for Brock Feeney on a scrub tyre, and now goes out on some fresh tyres. Probably tells you that all things being equal, if the track conditions are good, the UV on the racetrack, the cloud cover, all of those things are just right at the right time, that you might get back into the 49s here.
That does look like a little bit of cloud cover now, doesn't it? So a little bit of UV change will bring that UV number down a little bit, and the grip level normally does respond, it does improve.
Well, we're just waiting for everybody to get some temperature pressure on and get their laps done. Be able to make this work. This is going to be something like a shootout, mate. Because you're really just going to have to make it all perfect. Any little misstep here, brake a little early, lock a brake, push a little too hard, come offline in any way, shape or form, and you'll hurt a key lap time here. They know they're going to be in the top 10, but they don't know what the order's going to be. We're riding with Chaz Mostert and the run into turn 1 from 265 to 270 kilometres an hour. Gets it back into the second gear and gets it through that right-hander. It's quite complex. 2, 3 and 4. It's very fast run through turn 5 to 210 kilometre an hour corner right here. It's a great corner where the cars are. They have nothing left on the
Getting it stable, straightening it up, and then putting it from the brake and make it stop for the left-hander afterwards. And he's done a nice job so far. He's again missed out through the course of qualifying back in 23rd. Jack Smith 24th, and Declan Fraser rounds out the field in the trainee Mustang.
Shadows on our racetrack this afternoon, now particularly here on the front straight. That's Thomas Randler, the Castrol Mustang for Tickford, off the front row.
very average ones.
A few dump starts went there, weren't too many people that goes to the spin it is hard all the time. Randall just goes for those extra couple of millimetres, and Edwards goes for the extra couple of degrees. He's all wrapped up there for warmth. It's breezy in those garages down there at the moment. It's pretty hefty. West to southwesterly, anywhere between 20 and 30 kilometres an hour. The field slowly drops into place. Cold tyres, cold brakes. Where do you put your foot on the brake on the run into turn one? Have the grip levels changed since they were last in the cars a little bit earlier? More shadows on the road. Brody and Thomas, roll one, come on.
Cam Hill also, so there's a lot of damage to the front of the Camaro for Jack Smith. That is a heavy incident down there at turn 1 to 2. Safety car boards are flagged into turn 1.
So race control, just bring the field now under control.
Brown's
He's the engineer for that car, and Jack Smith's car is over along the road there as well, and the medical team just checking that he's all okay. So didn't see what triggered all that. Way back in the pack, Cam Hill is also a victim in the process. He's out of the car and all okay, so it's going to take a little while to actually clean this up, but what a great start for Thomas Randall. Collins and Tom is watching the engineering bunker down there at Coca-Cola Racing. So some snouts on these cars looking very second-hand. So the nature of the track down there into turn 1, and then the little bottleneck that occurs between 2 and 3 is what I was alluding to before. When they go down there 2 and 3, sometimes 4 wide. It was actually, I had to think about it for a moment to see where Mostert came. Yeah, he came from all the way back to the right-hand side of the grid, then back out to the left, and he was second by the time they got down here to turn 1. That was a blinder. So what goes on further beyond someone's turn will. And then because he's parked where he is, unfortunately, Cam Hill and Jack Smith are just victims in the process.
This will tell a bit of the story, because someone gets in the back of Will reasonably early on there. Just there. Yes, that's Cam Hill. Or is it?
No, Jack
McBrock, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, looked like Jack was the one that made the contact with Will. This is Frosty, Mark Winterbottom.
He does a great job here. What's all this? I don't reckon he actually made contact. So that's a brilliant job by Mark Winterbottom.
So there's the tag.
Kilkeed there looking so the engineers and a lot of the technicians will be trying to verify.
your mates.
And of those runners, Brock Feeney, as you were just recounting, that number is still exactly the same. 41.03 seconds is the gap to leader from the car 88 first stopper.
Yeah, Waters getting up the inside here on Vegasburger and
Did you say he was out of the way? Was it a shame?
I only heard the clip radio, just like you, but yeah, he had a lunge from a fair way out, and I don't know whether there was contact, but he was able to get by. So Cam Waters moves it up into position number 4. He's 1.2 seconds behind Chaz Mostert. Meantime, the margin. And then right there, Thomas now going, I'm going to stay on the outside.
Can't tell Perry that,
Contact. And actually it was because it was also in second gear and had wheel spin and slid out the other side. Raymond Lano responds, not happy with that, drops a spot in the process. Emotion in the garage, emotion on the racetrack. We've got 6 laps remaining. Raymond's actually still the leader, hasn't taken the full stop. But the corrected leader at the moment is Kostecki. He's got 0.9 of a second. Into the race today with the fastest car, and he's put it back in the sort order to a degree.
Yeah, exactly. And the anomaly, the mad omen that we've been talking about through the course of the weekend, that nobody with the orange championship leader colours of their car number has won a race this year, that's over.
Well, pressure on Thomas Randall here with only a handful of quarters remaining. I think he's going to hang on, and they've both been instructed to play it that way. But there's nothing to be disappointed about for Thomas Randall today, regardless. Cam's just wanting to show the nose, just to keep the aggravation levels high. He's haunting you. That's right. What's he doing? 300-point weekend, 100 points for the victory today. Remembering that Brian Kostecki came into the race today with a 41-point margin, obviously. He's got 1.5 seconds in hand. Waters continues to just weave around in the background. He's left a gigantic hole down there in the second last corner. He's going to hang on, he's going to have to cover, but Waters is right there. Meantime, the checkered flag flies.
Congratulations on the time next time. But yeah, didn't have much of Brody. He was super fast. He was really strong through turn 5 there. He could just be right on your tail for 6, where us other guys were all about the same.
Racing.
So yeah, good battle with Randall and good on the inside, but then I just had a little slide and a little rub, and you know, it's good that he got third as well. And yeah, it's a great round him. But yeah, on ourselves definitely for this weekend, but you know what Taylor-Ben's like, it's kind of like that blip in the radar. So you have a quick car here and a couple other tracks, doesn't quite